All right, good morning, party people. Welcome to ACT Science during academic intervention. My name is Mrs. Bicker, but you can call me Bix. We're going to jump right into it. Our week 1 video is just getting started. In today's lesson, we're going to be talking about what we're doing during our science video series, our goals for you, how this video will work every week. We'll get into passage types just a little bit, and then we'll tell you how to access our passages for the next couple weeks. The Science ACT has the privilege of being the very last section. It is 40 questions long and you have 35 minutes to do it. Your brain will be very tired when you get to science, so we're going to simplify it for you. There are 3 passage types you'll be looking for. We'll talk about those later on in this video, but we want you to know you don't have to know a lot of science to do well on this section. We're going to teach you how to find those answers and get your tired brain over the information overload that the ACT is going to give you. Our big goal is, just like every other department, is to give you the confidence to try every question. Our second goal is to give you strategies. Mrs. Myers and myself are going to spend the next couple weeks giving you a ton of tools to put in your toolbox, so when you see those passages, you won't be surprised. Another goal that we have is to have you identify your strengths so that you can move as quickly as possible through the ones that you do know, so you can spend a little bit more time on the ones that you don't. Each week, we will cover one specific skill that you can use and give you a couple examples of that skill. Other topics that we'll cover over the course of this semester are time management, how to read passages you don't understand, working with the dreaded graphs, and passage-specific work. Because again, once you can identify what passages you really like or you're really good at, you can kind of get over how tired your brain is and start to prioritize and work your way through the section. The very first passage type that you're going to encounter with science is data representation. How you can tell that it's data representation is you're going to see a lot of graphs, whether that's a bar graph or a line graph or a scatter plot. Maybe they'll give you a couple of tables or a diagram. There are 4 different question types. These are all about showing what you know about the graph. So what is happening with the graph? Is it increasing or decreasing? Is the scientist supported in their claim based on what the graph says? And in general, can you read the graph? What are on the axes? What is the graph about? For example, in the 2017 December ACT, there is this wonderful passage that you can see here. There is a table, a line graph, and a couple of bar graphs within an answer. This is definitely a data representation passage. If you are not comfortable with this, you see those graphs, you move right along. There are 2 other passage types that you'll see. The second passage type is a research summary. You can tell that it's a research summary if it talks about the parts of an experiment. It might talk about variables or hypotheses. You might even see they've done several experiments. They will be labeled experiment 1, experiment 2, so on and so forth. There are really 2 general question types when you see research summary passages. They will ask you, why did the experimenter do this experiment? And when they do it, how will it change their results? Also from December 2017, you'll see research summaries also will include some diagrams. They show you how they set up the experiment. You can see that wonderful labeling here with the hypothesis, experiment 1, and then below these wonderful diagrams, experiment 2. They will also sometimes include a graph. Don't let that confuse you. If it has labeled experiments, it is a research summary passage. The third type, and my personal favorite, is the conflicting viewpoint passage. Sometimes I like to call this the dueling scientists. How you can tell, there will be no graphs or diagrams. It's going to look a lot like the English or reading portion. Typically, the conflicting viewpoints will be labeled student 1, student 2, student 3. Sometimes they use scientist 1, scientist 2, scientist 3, or sometimes even researcher 1, researcher 2, or researcher 3. There can be up to 5 viewpoints. There are 2 question types that you'll see in the conflicting viewpoints passage type. That is understanding the viewpoint. So do you know what they would say if given a question? And the second, and probably most common that you'll see here, is comparing and contrasting what some of these viewpoints have to say. This is my favorite type of passage because it is very easy to make your way through the reading. A really great example of this, also from December 2017, is passage number 4. And you can see here, I've shown you all of the different students. There are 4 different viewpoints here. And I do want to draw your attention over to the question side on the right. Most of these questions are about which student believes what thing. We'll teach you how to tackle that in a later video. But for right now, I just want to finish up by showing you how to access our passages. We will be using those 3 passages that I showed you today. Later on in the series, so next week and the week after, you can access those passages by clicking the link in the description, or when you got to our channel homepage, there's this wonderful little button over here that you can click on. It will take you to several different folders. Click on the science one, and then we have organized them by date. Today is August 23rd. It should be the only folder in there right now. Oh my goodness, it's my face now. Hi. If you would like some additional practice with identifying passage types, there is a practice document under today's date in that shared folder with our passages. You can go through, there are 10 different passages for you to look at. Once you identify what type they are, scroll all the way down to the bottom past the intentionally blank page, and you can see whether or not you were right. Thank you so much for joining us today. I was so happy to have you, and we will hopefully see you next week. Have a fabulous Monday, Owls.